special guest, all the way from Australia, Stephen Lang. So we're just going to jump straight into questions if we don't have a lot of time.
We have 30 seconds.
So Stephen, when did you get here?
Oh, yesterday morning. Flew in from Australia. Good to be here.
This is a big day for us.
Welcome to Comic-Con.
Did you guys like it? It was really fun to make. We're curious to hear what your thoughts are, your questions.
How'd those dinosaurs look?
How did Stephen Lang look?
Don't be shy now, we don't have a lot of time.
Okay. We have a question?
Who are the Sixers, somebody said anything?
Therein lies a tale. Here's a official question.
If you want to go ahead and tell it first.
The Sixers are kind of our bad guys. As the Taylor character says in the show, they have a different agenda than his of building this new colony and this new hope for humanity there. So that's all we're going to say for now.
So there were a lot of the production executives coming from 24. How is it transitioning from that show to this one?
From 20, well, there are a lot of people from 24. I was the only writer from 24, but there have been our supervising director, John Cassar, and others came over from that show. And it's a pretty different show, although both are kind of fantasies, one an action fantasy and one an adventure fantasy. But it's a very different world, as you can imagine. Very, very different.
Hi guys, love the pilot. I just wondered if you had any concerns, because I know the visual effects delayed the pilot going forward, and if that you think that's going to affect the writing and how you're going to develop the story in terms of using the dinosaurs versus using the Sixers as a villain and stuff like that. Thanks.
Well, we've created a pipeline to service the show, and Kevin Blank has created some new technologies that have never been done before. Kevin?
It's doing dinosaurs on a TV schedule and pipeline like this is a challenge, and I think we're getting better as we go, and this is where we are right now, and I think they're only going to be better going forward.
In terms of the storytelling of the dinosaurs, it's a dinosaur show. You will see dinosaurs. It's not like you're going to see them here in the pilot and then it's like, oh, pretend they don't exist. We're an expensive show. You're going to see the money on the screen. It's going to look badass.
In watching the pilot, it was appearing to me, with a cop instinct thing going here, that maybe Taylor has some hidden agenda behind what he's saying and what he's telling us. Am I reading more into it than what we have?
No. No, I think that we're suggesting a future and a past that has mystery, questions to be answered. I think, I think that Taylor is something of an enigmatic figure, and that's quite intentional. Hopefully it creates a certain interest in the character. And, the challenge here is to create a weekly event, something that's dramatic and resolves itself at the same time to continue kind of a mythic arc for the story as well. And that's, I think, suggested in the pilot.
But how can you not trust this?
Hello. I'd like to know what past writers or show have influenced your plotline.
Gilligan's Island?
Well, you know, I came up on Star Trek: The Next Generation. It was my first job in the business. It's where I met Brandon, and this is a reunion of sorts for us professionally. And I'd like to think that this is a show that Gene Roddenberry would have liked. And would have liked to be involved with.
It's the first show that I don't know if you can speak for your name, just from a writing perspective, is very aspirational, humanistic, dangerous, and filled with adventure, but about second chances and exploring the humanity's new hope, but also the baggage they carry with them that's inevitable, and that's very Star Trek. That has a real very Star Trek.
This question's for Steven. How does it feel like to act with the dinosaurs? I know they're CGI, but how difficult is that versus like maybe Avatar?
Well, it's difficult. It just requires focus and imagination, I think, and really specific guidance from the director. I think it helps to have great confidence in the expertise and creativity of the special effects team. I know that what I look at is going to be intriguing and fearsome, and I just have to be there and do it. It was not so different, doing the creatures in Avatar, I think, as well. So it's quite akin. By the way, I have to add also that I bring best wishes from Jason O'Mara, who I think is spectacular. He really is the leader of the cast, but of course, as such, has to work on a daily basis. I have it a little easier, so I can be here. But he wanted to say hi, and he regrets not being here to greet all of you, and looks forward to many future Comic-Cons.
So my question is, are we going to continue to see a lot of the future that we just saw in the clip?
Some of our storytelling will take place in the future as things get worse there. That will increase pressure on the colony and on Taylor, and how that how the Sixer agenda is tied to elements in the future. But the first batch of stories are primarily about the Shannons and how they settle into life here in Terra Nova.
Hi, I think dinosaurs are really cool, and so I'm wondering if, I think that in other shows and movies with dinosaurs, people survive when they really wouldn't. Are we going to see lots of people eaten by dinosaurs?
Probably ask that guy from the truck.
Something you might not realize from the pilot, all of the dinosaurs in the Cretaceous are herbivores. So no, I'm kidding. Of course, we like to kill people. We like to see them all, slashers and howlers and carnos and all of that. So yeah, you're gonna see some pretty cool dino action. Some dino on man.
Considering the reaction that it got when that guy got eaten there, I figured there'll be a mandate from the network that there be one eating per week.
Epic dino on man action in the first episode and the second episode after the 2-hour pilot. So I don't think you'll be disappointed. You'll get some.
We'll satisfy your bloodlust.
I was actually wondering where Terra Nova was filmed.
Queensland, Australia.
Hi, I was wondering if you're going to have any other people or families transferred from the future back to the past.
Yes, it's an ongoing pilgrimage. We're primarily following the point of view of the Shannon family that you saw here, but this is a big, grand experiment, and there will be other pilgrimages coming, and other people and dangers as well coming into the colony over the course of the TV show.
We have time for one more question.
It seemed to me there might have been some influences from Jurassic Park. For instance, Drive. Was that intentional or unavoidable?
Well, it's certainly yeah, a little bit of both. Obviously, those are big footsteps to walk in, and you know, having Mr. Spielberg involved, obviously, you know, he very much wanted us to break new ground, and he hooked us up with his paleontology expert, Jack Horner, who works very closely with Kevin, designing the creatures and bringing in. You'll see in the second hour of the pilot some dinosaurs that are more in line with some of the latest paleontological thinking about how they're evolutionarily related to birds. So even in their movements and in their coloration, it's pretty cool. It's nothing like you've ever seen.
It's worth noting that on September 26th at 8 o'clock on Fox, you'll see this pilot and the second hour. It'll be a 2-hour presentation, so tune in, you'll love it. Also, we wanted to mention, if you would like to get eaten by a dinosaur yourself, go to the Terra Nova experience. It's a mobile experience. It's a big RV with some surprises inside, located at the Comic-Con interactive lot right now, if you want to do that.
And I also wanted to mention, since we're a little short on time to take questions because of the screening, we'll be answering questions on Twitter at Inside Terra Nova throughout the day. And Jason O'Mara, who wanted to be here but couldn't be because he's working, he's also going to be answering questions on his Twitter page at Jason_O'Mara.